Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and it's time for game number 3 between Hannibal the Cannibal, our blue Terran player in the bottom left-hand corner, and oGs.cezanne fighting for justice and peace and light and hope everywhere around the world. He is going to be the Zerg player at the top right-hand corner. I don't know why. I always, whenever I hear this guy's name Hannibal, I just associate him with the guy from the movie who eats all the people's brains and stuff, and I just think he's a bad guy. And plus he's Terran. Everyone knows that the Terrans are bad people, so this is going to be game number 3. This is going to be the ace match between our Terran player and our Zerg player. And so far this series is tied up 1-1, and both these players have shown they are top class Terrans and Zergs. They are extremely good. They've shown they can micro, they've shown they can macro, and they've shown that they can come back from very desperate situations, especially Hannibal. He has done some pretty amazing comebacks thus far, especially showing in game number 1 when he did the ultimate comeback. He was down 50 harvesters or so, and he said, you know, it doesn't matter, I don't need harvesters, I just need mules. And then he just went for an all-out attack. So nice play so far from Hannibal. This is going to be, once again, game number 3. It looks like he is going to go ahead and wall off his front ramp, which just a standard safe, you know, do it, wall it off. If you're Terran, just do it. The reason for that, obviously, Zerglings, Banelings, anything can run into the Terran main, and it's always a good idea to wall that off. So he's going to go ahead and do that. He's got a refinery coming up at his main base as well, and this is all looking very standard. Meanwhile, oGs.cezanne getting early pull again, and it looks like it was 14 gas, 14 pull, so I think we're going to see, as game number 2, some early speedling pressure, and then we're going to see that hatchery go down. Now, I want to say this map is a little bit different from the other maps as well. This map actually favors Terran players over Zerg, and the reason why I say that is because while yes, there is a very wide open main area at the center, which does help Zerg players when they want to flank and do attacks, you really have to be concerned about this area right here overlooking the natural. And any Terran player that goes for siege tanks and gets siege tanks on this cliff below can start to shell the natural expansion and cause a lot of trouble and a lot of dilemma for the Zerg player. So I would honestly not be surprised to see Hannibal go for his mech build once again. In fact, it looks like he's going for Reapers. And if I recall correctly, in game number 1, Hannibal did go for Reapers first, and then he transitioned into the siege tanks. So I think he's going to go for Reapers, and then he's going to go for tanks. And I like that play on this map, obviously, because this map, nice and close. Siege tanks, like I said before, very effective at the natural expansion. It looks like this first Reaper is going to go ahead and move out. And right now, Cezanne realizing there is a Reaper on the map. And Cezanne, obviously, 6 Zerglings against a microed Reaper. The Reaper can take it out. The Zerglings will have to fall back to the creep. And the Reaper will actually not push forward much further than that. I think right now Hannibal realizes, you know, I can kind of move in with the Reaper. I can try to do some damage. But the smartest thing to do right now is to not lose this Reaper. In fact, if we go back to the Terran main, we can see that Hannibal has decided to go ahead and throw up a command center inside his base, and he's actually going to go for a fast expansion. And he does have the factory going down as well, but he's building a barracks behind the supply depot. So right now, this is exactly like game number 1. Hannibal is very concerned about a Baneling bust, and this time Cezanne is actually going to go for a Baneling bust. So Cezanne will try to bust this down. He's gone one base all in, and wow, Hannibal realizing there is no natural expansion, realizing this time it certainly will be a Baneling bust, but the buildings have been erected, and this is super Baneling proof. Slap the protection on that and call it a day. Right now Hannibal is sitting prime, and really there's not much Cezanne can do. There's just way too many buildings here, and I don't care how many Banelings you have. Well, actually I guess if you have like 25 or so, you could probably break through a barracks. But yeah, that's not going to happen. And right now Hannibal is looking real good. He's got an extra command center inside his base, and as soon as he gets his siege tanks out, he's going to go ahead and capture that natural expansion. I wouldn't be surprised to see him build an orbital here, just to start to double meal up for the time being. It looks like he's going to not build the orbital yet. Maybe he's waiting for 150 minerals, and then he's going to go ahead and build the orbital. Do it. Ah, no. So my prediction's a little wrong there. But what is Cezanne gonna do now? He obviously was denied his Baneling bust, and now he's in a pretty big pickle. He's gotta either go for an all-in Baneling bust one more time, or he's gonna have to play catch-up. And if we look at the economy tab, we can see both players are dead even in harvesters, but that actually means the Zerg player is behind. And the reason for that is because the Terran has two orbitals, about to have two orbitals, and the Terran's about to have his natural expansion. So honestly, Cezanne, he's in a lot of trouble. He needs to either get an expansion up, or he needs to go all in and make something happen. Right now we can see Cezanne tacking up to Lair. So, what the heck could this mean? Cezanne right now, it seems to me like he's going for some kind of an all-in build. And yeah, he's building a spine crawler at his front base, so it almost seems like right now he's super concerned about some kind of an attack from the Terran player, and he wants to go all in at some point. I'm not sure what Cezanne is thinking about here. He's got a ton of speedlings, and wow, right now there is no hope for Cezanne if he wants to win a long-term game. It is absolutely pretty much impossible, as the Terran player now has two bases and the Zerg player only has one. So maybe we're gonna see one base mutas from Cezanne. He's actually got about 600 gas. So is he gonna build a spire hidden over here in the corner? Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and go for a spire. I like that. And look at this, he's gonna build a gold hatchery at the bottom side. So Cezanne, being sneaky as he was in game number one, even though he's behind right now, if he can capture the gold and if he can capture the natural, he's still, I guess he's still got a shot in this game. But his sneaky Mutalisks here, the hidden spire, he's gonna have to bring these Mutalisks out, and he's gonna have to do some serious damage to the Terran player, because right now Hannibal is looking so good. He is looking like Jessica Simpson on a summer day. I honestly do not know how our Terran player is gonna lose. You can see his economy is still higher than the Zerg. If we look at the production tab, we can see he's got, what, Stim on the way. He's got dropships coming out, so we're gonna see some drop action pretty soon. This lone Marine will actually get taken out. But on the Zerg player's production tab, we actually have Burrow coming out for the Zerg, so that's a little intriguing. Perhaps he's just getting Burrow so he can protect his drones from Marine drops. But I'm really interested to see the Mutalisks. How many Mutalisks are going to come out? It looks like we're going to get about 7 here, as he's got 700 gas stockpiled up. As soon as a Spire plops out, he may actually be supply blocked, though. Oh, no. Supply blocking himself just a little bit. He's going to have to buy time. He's going to have to wait until that next Overlord pops out, and then he can build his Mutalisks. But it looks like Hannibal here is going to push out towards the center of the map. Hannibal's still not realizing there is a gold expansion down towards the inside 5 o'clock position, and we do have 5 Mutalisks on the way, but some of the gas being used on but now the Banelings being canceled and a couple more Mutalisks popping out instead. Cezanne realizing, you know what, I don't have time to get Banelings. I have to go all in Mutalisks. I'm too far behind to play some kind of a standard game, and I have to win this game with these Mutalisks. I have to do some serious damage with him. And so Cezanne right now is just waiting for those Mutalisks to build up, and then he's going to come in and try to start to do some damage into the Terran economy, as Hannibal is starting to do the dreaded Terran mech slow push on Steppes of War. And like I said before, once those tanks reach this position right here, it's going to start to get really hairy for the Zerg. Thankfully, though, Cezanne does not have an expansion to worry about right here. But honestly, the Terran slow push is still a very concerning issue right now that's starting to press on the Zerg player, and these tanks are getting ever more closer, and eventually Cezanne is going to have to come up with some kind of a response. He may actually use his Mutalisks. He may have to pull them back after attacking the SCVs. It looks like he's going to get a couple of SCVs. He's going to pick off a couple of the Marines that are reinforcing as well, and Cezanne may actually force all these Marines to fall back. No! We're actually having an all-in attack here from Hannibal. Both these players going eye for an eye. The Speedlings somehow finding their way around the tanks, and oh my god, it is going to be an all-in attack for both of these players. I'm not sure who's going to come out ahead. Last time this happened, Hannibal was able to win the game. Cezanne now inside the Terran main, but this is the dreaded Terran ball. They are so fortified, and remember, these Marines, they can take as much damage as they want. The dropships will continue to heal them up. These Zerglings and Mutalisks not as lucky because they don't have something healing them, just natural regeneration, which takes forever. And so both these players will be going for a base race here. The Zerg player has lost the main. The tanks are sieged up. They're shelling everything in sight. The Terran main is going down right now, and it is going to come down to the last building standing. A couple of SCVs trying to flee. The SCVs get picked off. Nice play right there. When you come down to a base race situation, you have to kill off all the SCVs. You can't allow them to run away and build new structures or remine from a new command center. So very nice play from Cezanne. It looks like Hannibal gonna lift off his main command center and bring it over to the top side. And remember, during this entire time, Cezanne has an expansion right here at the gold. It looks like Hannibal has finally discovered about the gold expansion. He's gonna be bringing his tanks in position and his marines, and he's gonna try to pick off this gold. This is the last expansion standing for the Zerg player, and Cezanne has to hold this off. If he doesn't, he's gonna lose this game. He has to protect his hatchery. It could possibly go down, and he needs to build a building somewhere on the map. And remember, oh, he's got the spire over here. So he's still got a building hiding on the map. He doesn't have to worry about elimination just yet. In fact, he can use these Zerglings and Mitas and continue to destroy the Terran infrastructure, and it's still anybody's game to take right now because that spire is still hiding up here with the Overlord feeding it the creep it needs to survive. It's such a close game right now. I can't tell who's going to win. If we look at the army tabs, we can see that the Terran player has just a small advantage, 15 more units than the Zerg does. Oh god, the Banelings, burrowed Banelings just killed off a ton of Marines. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. I just barely glanced over to see that happen. And now the Zerglings are going to run in and clean the house. Cezanne is going to take this game unless the Spire gets taken out. The Spire's at 176 health, and then it survives. So, oh my god. That was the closest game I have ever seen. And thank god for burrowed Banelings. I think we just saw like 50 Marines die. And, I mean, after this game, I have got to rewind this and rewatch that. But it looks like right now Cezanne is going to take this game. There's only one building remaining. A couple meals have been dropped to repair the command center. But it's no hope. It's no use. You have lost the game. And the orbital command is just going to float off into the distance and wave goodbye. Actually, there's another building over here. And another building over here. And another building over here. But that's pretty much it. That is gonna be it. And the orbital command, it's burning, it's gone. And that is gonna be an elimination. And oGs.cezanne wins this game. What a brilliant play. We've been watching every game, especially game one. Those burrowed Banelings were ineffective, largely ineffective against the Terran. And so many times oGs.cezanne could have won the game from the burrowed Banelings, but great scans every single time. This time around, though, Hannibal was not able to scan because his orbital commands were lifted, so he never had the opportunity to use ComSat. And because of that, he lost a large majority of Marines, and that was what allowed Cezanne to win the game. So we have got to rewind that to the point of no return. This is where the Marines. I just got to see it one more time. The Marines walking over those Banelings. That was too beautiful. And honestly, that was the critical point in this game because the Terran army actually had forwarded a little bit too fast. The Terran army was actually larger than the Zerg. It was, remember, 44/33. So if they had collided, then certainly the Terran would have won. And this is where the Banelings were burrowed. So smart from oGs.cezanne. Oh wow, he morphed them over here and he burrowed them. And oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, that is Baneling that in your face, and that is gonna be GG. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. That was certainly an enjoyable one for me. The Spire, remember, was so close to going down. That thing was seriously 100, 200 health, 176. So it was a very, very close game. oGs.cezanne taking it away. And that is gonna be it for me, guys. HD, signing out till next time.